Okay. So if I have two balls kept on a horizontal surface, the target, the second ball is at rest and the first one is moving only. First one is coming towards the second ball with velocity given to us as maybe u.
Sir, today similar model question came, sir, morning exam.
This only target was at rest.
Yes, sir.
Same question, sir.
Then you were able to. Did you do
Sir,
it?
done, sir, but wrong answer came.
Yes, sir. But option was
Yes, sir.
Not there, sir.
Yes, sir.
Option is not there.
Yes, sir.
maybe we have done wrong.
So let us see once. How did you do conservation momentum? We have to apply because mu is
Sir, we applied that only, sir.
Momentum only, sir.
and E value also. Two equations we need always. One is these two equations are always required. Conservation momentum. Second, equation of E.
But
Equation of
can you
E
give some-
or
Second equation we have not applied.
in place of equation of E we can have alternative. Alternative is energy relation, kinetic energy relation. Kinetic energy relation means sometimes
sir,
they may say that this much is the energy lost, or they may say that final energy is equal to initial energy, then it is elastic collision, or any relation between kinetic energies. If it is given, that relation we need. But when that relation is used, then don't use additionally E also. Those two are similar things only. If it is given, E is
We
not
can
required.
do. Okay, sir.
Okay, one of these two is enough. We don't need the other one. Okay. So here m1 into u plus m2 into 0, it is not moving because will be equal to finally m1 into v1 plus m2 into v2, right? So we can
Yes, sir.
then say, wait, let me make this diagram again here also. Now its velocity will be something v1 and other one will be v2. Answers we will always get by the same formula only, but I just want to analyze it deeply. Does not mean that it has some different concept involved. Same thing only, normally the way we do that method will work here also. M1 into u is equal to m1 into v1 plus m2 into v2. One question, and as I told you, I will not write it as v2. I will write it as v1 plus u into e. Then this will become easier for me. Why I am writing as v1 plus u into e? Because coefficient of the relative speed of approach was u, so relative speed of separation should be u into e. We will just
Yes, sir.
write v1 plus u into e. So from here directly we can get the answer. Just from here only we can get the answer. What do we want here? We want v1. So v1 we are getting as m1 plus m2, and that side we are getting m1 minus m2 into e multiplied by u. So v1 comes out to be m1 minus m2 into e into u upon m1 plus m2. Did you not get this in the morning?
But not in terms of E, sir.
Not in terms of.
Then answer will be in which terms? How will it not be in terms of V? Means it has to be this only. How? What else it can be? It cannot be anything else. If velocities are in opposite direction, something different situation, then different issue. Answer should come from this only. E was not given.
No, sir.
No. What was the problem then?
A ball of A of mass 1 kg
Mm-hmm.
moving with a speed of 12 meters per second collides obliquely and elastically with another
Oblique also
collision.
given. Okay, oblique given. Understood. No, that is a different situation. I think you don't know about oblique
Sir,
collision.
oblique, this week not there, sir.
That is not
Not
this week.
there,
So
sir.
it was not required. So it is not required. I will discuss those also, although, and if possible, I will discuss in this week only. But that at least for the timing, it is not required. For the timing, it is not required. Okay, I discussed already oblique. I think so. Where I discussed this diagram yesterday, which I had drawn.
Certain angle it will fall, you said, sir.
Yeah, this diagram which I had drawn. This diagram here. This diagram is for oblique collision only. But in center of mass frame, these oblique collisions are also so easy that we can simply say that the angle of reflection, this is angle of reflection, this is angle of incidence. Angle of reflection, tan of angle of reflection is always equal to tan of angle of incidence divided by E. Simple. Always like that only. Tan of angle of reflection is equal to tan of angle of incidence divided by E if I am observing the oblique collision in the center of mass frame. Oblique collision means they are not just, this is the line of impact. So line of impact is not in the line of velocity direction. This was the line of velocity. Line of velocity was this side, but line of impact is in another side. But in our normal cases, which we are dealing now here, in all these cases, the line of impact is same side as the line of velocity. So those are not oblique collisions, obviously. Those are just in one-dimensional collisions. So first we can understand one-dimensional collisions also only properly, then we will understand those also. Okay. Some questions are asked sometimes that if a mass is, two masses are colliding with each other, second one is at rest, target is at rest. Target is at rest. What is the maximum possible kinetic energy that can be transferred to the target? One question. What is the maximum possible momentum that can be transferred to the target? What is the maximum possible mass that can be transferred to, velocity that can be transferred to the target? So target is at rest. It is at rest. Target at rest. Question is, what is maximum possible kinetic energy, momentum, and velocity that can be transferred to target? If initially it is coming with velocity something u, mass of this is given as m1 and mass of this is given as m2. Mass could be anything. You can choose masses. Masses are not known. So we have to choose masses also. For what should be the ratio of masses? I can ask this question in this way. What should be the ratio of masses so that the kinetic energy transfer is maximum? What should be the ratio of the masses so that momentum is transferred is maximum? What should be the or what should we choose the ratio of masses so that the velocity transfer is maximum? So you have choice to choose. You can choose ratio of masses and coefficient of restitution. When I don't mention it is explosive, then you by default you should not assume other cases. You should assume only 0 to 1. When I'm not mentioning those special cases which are exceptional, when E becomes less than 0 or E becomes greater than 1, except in those cases, if I'm just treating it as a normal collision, then you have to choose E from 0 to 1. In those cases, we have to know, and ratio of masses also you decide. So what ratio of masses we should give and what ratio of what value of E we should choose, so that in one case kinetic energy transfer becomes maximum, second case momentum transfer becomes maximum, third case velocity transfer becomes maximum. Answer it now. In fact, I think I should not say this thing. What is the maximum transfer? That is not the question. Question should be choose ratio of masses of coefficient ratio of masses and coefficient of restitution such that the kinetic energy, number 1 kinetic energy, number 2 momentum, number 3 case 3 velocity transferred becomes maximum. Transferred to target becomes maximum. Answer this question. So yesterday I told you about what will be the momentum gain. I told you about impulse. Impulse is changing momentum. So what will be the impulse imparted to it? Impulse given to the second one, net impulse. That will be equal to also the momentum gained by it. That will also equal to momentum gained by it. Why I'm thinking in terms of impulse? Because impulse is really convenient because it is always independent of frame of reference. What is the value of impulse always? Impulse always will be equal to
initial
P
star.
initial star, P initial star multiplied by
1 plus E.
1 plus E. That always it will be like, or those who are not knowing how we got this, we got it by knowing, understanding that initial momentum in the center of mass frame was P initial star backwards. In center of mass frame, this will be appearing to be moving in opposite directions. One is going this side, one will be going backwards. So its momentum will be backwards P initial star of the second particle. And but after that, after it collided, then again they will start moving away from each other. Then their momentum will change the direction. It will become P final star. So change will become P final minus of P initial. So it will become finally P final plus P initial star. That it will become. Also, what is P final star upon P initial star of the second body? That will be equal to M2 into
E.
V2 star upon M2 into U1 star. So V2 star upon U1 star, that is also equal to, I can write this is also as mu into V relative star, V relative upon mu into U relative, that is equal to V upon U, that is equal to E. That is equal to E. Coefficient of restitution. And I hope you remember that why we wrote P star as M into M1 V1 is equal to V1 star is equal to M2 into V2 star, and that is equal to mu into V relative. This formula also we have derived before last week also, and this
Yes,
week
sir. Yes, sir.
Center of mass.
Yesterday.
last week also, and yesterday also again in the evening. Okay. So finally, using this formula, we know that P final star is equal to P initial star into E. So we are writing it as P initial star into E plus 1. That is the impulse. If I know impulse, then what will be its momentum gained in the ground frame? In all frames, impulse will be same. I found impulse in the center mass frame, but in all frames it will be same only, because impulse depends on the forces and the real forces are not dependent on frame of reference. Impulse can be written as the normal into dt integral. Normal is independent of frame of reference, so impulse will be independent of frame of reference. It is same in all the frames, but in ground frame, the velocity changes from 0 to some value, let us say v2. If it changes from 0 to v2, or momentum changes from 0 to p2. If momentum changes from 0 to p2, then what is the momentum, what is the maximum momentum transferred? Momentum transferred will be maximum. Now we know, I can write equation of impulse for the ground frame as I given is equal to momentum gained minus initial momentum 0, that is just momentum gained p2. So if momentum transferred I want maximum, then impulse transferred should be maximum. Impulse will be maximum when I can keep E as 1. I told you take 0 to 1 any values. If I keep it as 1, then what is the maximum possible transfer of momentum? For elastic collision, it will be maximum possible transfer, and that will become P initial star into 2. That is a momentum transfer, which is maximum possible, right? What I chose E as, I chose E as 1, but I want another thing now. I want P initial star also to be maximum. How can I make P initial star to be maximum? What is P initial star meaning? Star meaning momentum in the center mass frame. That is equal to
M into V1
M1 into V1 plus M2 in, what is the momentum in center mass frame? Momentum of any one body in the center mass frame can be written as M1 into V1C, which I can write as, or V1 star, V1C means V1 star, M1 into V1 star, which I can write as, I think, mu into V relative. V relative is nothing but that is, V relative is also independent of frame of reference. What was V relative? With what relative velocity it was coming? It was coming with U relative velocity. So I can write it as U then. I can write it as U. This V relative is U here. So V relative is U. So I can write it as mu into U. Now this is initial, right? So what we want this to be maximum. How can I make it to maximum? U is fixed here. I cannot change U, but I can change reduce mass. How to change reduce mass? Reduce mass formula is M1, because I have option to choose the masses. For what masses the momentum transferred, what ratio of masses momentum transferred will become maximum. So I can write it as this. I want mu to be maximum. How mu will become maximum? If I take, let us divide by what should I do? How to get maximum value? I can think in this way also. Wait a second. M1 upon 1 plus, or M2 upon 1 plus M1 by M2 by M1, right? if I want this quantity to be maximum, then what ratio I choose for these masses? But first I have to tell that one of the mass is fixed. Which mass is fixed? Let us say target was of fixed. I think maybe
M2 is
that also I have to mention here. I cannot just choose the ratio of masses. I have to first keep one mass to be fixed. Assume anyone. Assume let us say the one which was moving with velocity u, that was fixed mass. That was fixed, and the other one is we can choose in such a way so that the momentum transfer to the other one is maximum. Then I should choose the second mass, m2 I have to choose. M1 is fixed. Then I should not write in this way. I should write in terms of M1. In terms of M1, I will write it as M1 divided by M1 by M2 plus 1. M1 is fixed. I cannot change it, but I can change the ratio M1 by M2. So what value of M2 I should keep? I should keep M2 much larger than M1, so that this denominator in this quantity becomes 0. If this quantity becomes 0, then mu becomes large. So when M2 is much larger than M1 is fixed here, I am assuming finally that let M1 be fixed. It is given to us. But target I am choosing. So I want to choose such a target material or such a target mass so that the momentum transferred becomes maximum. So I know momentum transferred is mu into u relative. Actually, it was not momentum transferred. Let us go back again. What was the momentum transferred? Momentum transferred was mu into u into 1 plus e. First I chose e. If I chose e, then e I chose so that it becomes maximum. Then I chose e to be 1, elastic collision. But then also I want again it to become more. So what value of mu I should choose for it? Then I should choose the value of mu to be such a way so that M2 is becoming much larger than M1. Means the target material should be much heavier as compared to the material which is being projected. Like a ball colliding with the earth. That the earth is very heavy, no? So when a ball collides with the earth, then the target is so heavy, then the momentum transfer to the earth will be very, very large.
Yes.
That will be very, very large. Now it is very counterintuitive. Somebody will think that how it is happening, earth is not moving. Obviously, even if momentum transfer is large, earth cannot move because earth has so large mass that P upon M will again be tending to 0. It will be negligible. But even then, if I have to compare with other cases, then when the second mass is as large as possible, then the momentum transfer will become as large as possible. Okay. Target is heavier, then momentum transfer will be more. Just think this way. And what we are fixing here, the ball which was striking, that is fixed. But the target we can change. We can choose the target in such a way so that the momentum transfer to the target becomes maximum. Similarly, we want to analyze the other cases. Which other case? I want now kinetic energy transferred to be maximum. So how to find out the kinetic energy transferred? I think kinetic energy transferred means I want a half of m2 into final velocity v square to be maximum. So how can I give the kinetic energy transferred to be maximum? Let us think about it now. What
K
way we
into 1 minus e square.
K?
I into 1 minus e square.
That is kinetic energy lost. Ki
Lost.
star, first of all it is star. Ki star into 1 minus e square is kinetic energy lost in any collision. So kinetic energy should not be lost. But I think there is a very simple way to tell what ratio of what mass I should choose so that the kinetic energy transfer becomes maximum. What maximum kinetic energy I can transfer? Think about it. It has an initial kinetic energy as half of m1 into u.
Half of M1
Let us try to transfer 100% kinetic energy. Can we transfer 100% kinetic energy? Let us think about it. We cannot transfer more than 100%. We can never transfer more than 100%, but we can transfer 100%. How? If I choose masses to be equal, if M1 is equal to M2, and if we choose the collision to be elastic, then we know what happens in such cases.
Then it will be.
Then this target will start moving with velocity u. Masses should be equal first of all, and the first one will
Yes,
come
sir.
to S.
Will be attracted, sir.
And
A
the
will
second
come
one
to S.
goes to with velocity u.
Then second one gains the complete kinetic energy of the
Same
first one.
kinetic energy.
Exchange of velocity, sir.
So means exchange of velocity will take place. So the second one will gain the complete energy. So when that happens, when the masses are equal, and
Then
also
it is and
when
the
m2 is
elastic.
equal to m1 and e is equal to 1, then that happens.
One.
Third case was when the velocity transferred becomes maximum. So I want to transfer maximum velocity. I think I can write velocity transferred as impulse provided. Impulse is I divided by mass m2. I want I upon m2 to be maximum. This time it is slightly different from what we got last time. I think I will be mu into v into mu into u into 1 plus e. Again, I want e to
1
be
plus e.
maximum, so I will make e as 1 first of all. So mu into e into 2 upon m2, and then what is mu upon m2? Let us check it once. Mu upon m2 is becoming m1 m2 cancelled upon m1 plus m2 into u into 2. What is fixed here? M1 is fixed. What is changing? M2 is changing.
M1 U
So
2.
I will prefer to
What?
write it as 1 upon 1 plus M2 by
M2
M1
by M1.
into 2 into U. Now I think what condition do we get now? Now I get condition that M1 should be very, very large as compared to M2 so that the second term becomes 0 and the maximum velocity gets transferred. What is the maximum velocity getting transferred to the second? The maximum velocity that the target can acquire, the maximum velocity that target can acquire is 2U. It can never acquire more than 2U. So if a very heavy body is coming and the target is at rest, if a very heavy body is coming of very, very large mass and the target is initially at rest only, the heavy body of large mass was coming with velocity U, then after collision, this heavy body will keep on moving with its own velocity U, but the second body can start
U.
moving with velocity.
Double of
U.
It can start moving with 2U. Only for which cases? Only for the case when the
Equals
collision is
1, sir.
also
Equal to 1.
elastic.
Elastic.
So
and M2.
are you noticing that we are relying heavily on this formula? So this formula is really very, very important. We are using it several places. See, now only we started using it in so many places. And moreover, it has advantage that it is independent of the frame of reference. So
Reference.
never forget this formula for
Reference.
impulse. From impulse, not only we got the momentum last time, from impulse we got also impulse divided by momentum divided by mass will be the velocity. So I upon M2 will be velocity obtained by the second particle. That also we obtained. So therefore, impulse formula is really very, very important for us. We should not forget it. Okay. And these two we answered by impulse. And how we answered by did we answer the kinetic energy question? That we answered because we know this thing that when the masses are equal and collision is elastic, then the velocities are exchanged. By that we got the idea. But if you want to, I want to prove here one thing now that I have not proved. I am just telling you one thing that E is equal to 1 implies, what does it imply? That kinetic energy before collision is equal to kinetic energy
After
just
collision.
after
Initially
collision.
is equals to kinetic
But
energy after the
I
collision.
said that it does not mean that kinetic energy during collision is not equal to kinetic energy during collision. During
Yes, sir.
collision,
After
the
collision,
kinetic energy gets reduced and then again it is getting regained.
Regain.
Because the bodies compress, so they will lose the speed and then again they will gain the speed after getting decompressed. Okay.
Reformation.
So first first deformation and then reformation. But
Reformation.
the question was, how do we know? Question is,
perfectly inelastic.
for perfectly inelastic, they just gets deformed and then never reform. Yesterday only I told, no?
Yes, sir. They will be attached
Yes,
and
sir,
they
yes,
will
sir.
go.
They
Combined
stick
mass,
and
sir.
they'll go.
Wait a second.
They will
Again,
go, sir.
again I have to show.
Same mass.
When E will be 0, then all these numerators will become 0. The final
Zero.
IR value, impulse of reformation,
All are zero,
the
sir.
final momentum in the center mass frame, final velocity in the center mass frame, final velocity of second body in the center mass frame, or relative velocity
V
final in the
radiative.
center mass frame, all or final kinetic energy in the center mass frame. All these will become 0 when E is
Yesterday you told,
0.
sir.
Yesterday I told you
Yes,
when
sir.
E is 0.
Someone asked that question, sir. E equals 0.
Yes. So this is okay. And next we have, wait a second, let me make it a little clear now. So next, what do we have next? Next, this also let me clear. How to prove? You have to prove now. To prove that for kinetic energy just before collision equal to kinetic energy just after collision, value of E should be 1. Prove it once. How to prove it? You know this. I have already told you. But knowing is one thing, being able to prove is another thing. You should be able to prove it. Please prove it. I'm giving you 2 minutes time or 3 minutes time at least to prove it. Take 2 masses, take 2 velocities, and then prove it.
R by 4. Huh?
Getting answer by now or not?
Got, sir.
Got it?
Got sir.
Good. So to prove it, first take two masses, M1 and m2 moving with velocities u1 and u2 less than u1. Then they collide, and after collision, they acquire velocities v1 and v2. Now, which is more? Obviously, now v2 should be more. Then only they will be separating away from each other. Initially, which was more? Initially,
U1 should be more.
yes. So to prove it, we can write the kinetic energy of this as, I think you don't know one thing, but you should be knowing this thing also. Do you know this thing that kinetic energy always can be written as kinetic energy in of no, wait, let me write now. First you prove this relation, then it will be very easy to prove. Kinetic energy is equal to half of m into VCM square plus K star. Can you prove it? This is also a very important relation. Even if it is not just related to this only, this I can prove otherwise also, in other ways also. Some of you may like to prove it going backwards by assuming E to be 1. And then if you assume E to be 1, then it is much easier to prove that kinetic energies are equal. If I already assume E is equal to 1, then it is not difficult at all. That is, in one step we can get answer. But otherwise also it is not difficult if I prove it from kinetic energy to this place, and it is given in almost every book. But my main aim is here to tell you a new formula, and this is very interesting formula, and we are going to use it several times in physics. And so I wanted to derive this also, derive this relation. Kinetic energy is equal to half of m into VCM square plus K star. How to prove it? To prove it, we will do like this here. I will write kinetic energy of all particles is equal to sigma into, not only for two particles, it is valid in general, mi into Vi square, right? This Vi I can write as, so okay, I'm ending this, I'm assuming that you can get this yourself also. I'm going to prove a more important relation here, and after proving this relation, I will come back to it again, and I will tell you how using this relation that can be just proved in a very easy way. Half of mi into Vi square is equal to half of mi into velocity of ith particle with respect to center of mass plus velocity of center mass whole square. You know the relation, velocity of I with respect to center mass is equal to Vi minus Vc. Using that relation, we are writing this. This is the net kinetic energy, which I can write as a half taken common outside, maybe mi into Vic square plus Vc square plus 2Vic into Vc,
VC.
and it is dot product of these two. Actually, it is dot product. Why? You may not be understanding that it is dot product, but it is dot product actually.
Sir, keep brackets. Sir.
I will keep that, don't worry, but let me finish first. I will give summation also. It is dot product. Why is it dot product? I think you know that a square of a vector can be written as a vector dot product with itself. Can we write that way or not?
Yes, sir.
So here,
Yes, sir.
here when we are taking Vi square is nothing but Vi square is Vi dot Vi. So this means Vic plus Vc dot Vic plus Vc. So when we take that dot product, then we are getting Vic square, Vc square, but again we are getting Vic dot Vc. Okay. So understand now here that if I add all these kinetic energy terms, then we can say that this term is coming out to be 0. How to say that this term is coming out to be 0? I can write this thing as half of sigma mi into Vic square plus half of sigma mi can be taken common, Vc square can be taken common, Vc square taken common into sigma mi, which is the total mass, plus third term 0. Why the third term is 0? Think about it. What does the third term represent? Third term represents sigma mi Vic dot Vc into 2 into 1 by 2 is also outside, so that is cancelled. This is the third term. Why is the third term 0? What is the first part of the third term representing? What is this representing? Sigma mi Vic. Net momentum. In which frame? In the center mass frame.
Center mass frame.
So
0.
it is net momentum in the center mass frame is always
Zero.
We know that.
Zero.
You may be thinking, sir, we are always writing momentum in the center mass frame. That is not the net momentum in center mass frame. That is individual momentum.
Individual momentum.
P star was individual momentum, and that also magnitude of individual momentum. But net momentum will be P star minus P star. That will always be 0. So net momentum in the center mass frame will always be 0 because center mass frame is 0 momentum frame. And once we know that, then the third term is just 0, and the third term is 0. Then what is the net kinetic energy? Then the net kinetic energy is just equal to kinetic energy in the center mass frame, that is K star first term, plus second term is half of net mass, let us say capital M, into VCM square. That only. That is the net kinetic energy always. Whether it is any case you can take, random case, whether it is for fluid mechanics or it is for rotational mechanics or it is for two bodies which are moving towards each other or colliding or whatever the case may be, this thing is for always and always valid. K star plus half of M into Vc square is equal to kinetic energy, total kinetic energy. Understood? And it is really very important relation. I hope you will remember it for always. Can you?
Yes, sir.
Remember it for always. It is really very, very useful. Very, very important relation. We will try to remember it for always. Okay. Now, next. Next is next we have that come back to the same problem again. Yes, same problem again. I want to tell how I can utilize it to answer it very, very fast. Now let us say I want to answer it very fast here. So I have here two terms. I have split into two terms. So I will write kinetic energy initially is equal to kinetic energy initially in the center mass frame plus half of M into UCM square. And kinetic energy finally is equal to kinetic energy finally in the center mass frame plus half of M into VCM square.
VCM.
But we know that UCM is equal to VCM.
VC. Yes.
These are equal or not? Why these are equal? Because momentum is conserved.
No external force.
Momentum is conserved also means momentum when it is conserved. Momentum is conserved means the velocity of center mass will remain same.
Same.
So velocity initially and finally of center mass will remain same. Then second term is same. It means individually the first term also should be same. K star should be equal to Kf star.
K star is equal to Kf star. Yes.
Therefore, if K initial is equal to K final, then it implies this itself implies that K initial star, then K initial star will be equal to K final star. Is it always valid? Not always. Only for those cases where momentum is conserved. Means I should say and momentum is conserved, and momentum is conserved. And also using COP. It is not just by one thing we are getting this. I am using two things here. And both of these are used, then we are able to get this conclusion. Once we are getting this conclusion, then I can write it easily. P initial star square by 2 mu, that is the initial kinetic energy, that is equal to P final star square by 2 mu. But I know now that mu 2 mu cancels, and it is just telling us that P initial star is equal to P final star.
P final star.
Or wait a second, I could have written another way also. Why I'm writing when I need the velocity relation, then why should I write momentum? I should write velocity terms only. Half into mu into u relative square. When I'm writing just u, then it means u relative, u of 1 with respect to 2. Okay, u relative. Okay, let me write u12 only. U relative square is equal to half of mu into v12 square. Then half mu cancelled, we are getting u12 is equal to v12 magnitude wise. Sign we don't know from here, but because this is squared, when we take the root of the square, then we can get positive or negative both terms. But here we are, the magnitude wise these are equal. So the relative speed of approach is equal to relative speed of separation. We started from using conservation of that kinetic energy before collision is equal to kinetic energy after collision. This was before and this is after. And by that we are able to prove that it means the relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation. And I know the definition of E. Definition of E was just if I take magnitude wise, then I can just write this also.
Relative velocity of separation.
Then I can, or means I can simply, from here I can get simply E is equal to 1. Therefore, E is equal to 1. Is it understood now?
Yes, sir.
So two things means I taught here two things. Not only I wanted to prove this relation that E is equal to 1 for such cases, but another relation is also significant here, and that is that the kinetic energy can always be written as half of M into VCM square, total mass into VCM square, plus kinetic energy in the center of mass frame that we can always do. Next, we can write next thing. Let us take some examples in which we have multiple masses, mass 1, mass 2, mass 3, mass 2 and mass 3. Idea will remain same way we will take two collisions at the same at a time, and then we can get the answers from there. Let us say it was given that this middle block is only moving, other two were initially at rest. First one was also at rest and second one was also at rest. This middle one was only moving. So what is its velocity? Take its velocity to be given as u, its mass to be given as m, its mass to be given as 2m, and its mass is also, let us say, 2m. Can you find out how many collisions it will make with these two masses, after which it will not be able to collide again? Up to sometime this will collide, it will go forward, strike back, again strike with this, and again go maybe backwards. But I think there will be a time then after that, after which it will not be able to collide, and that depends on what masses I'm giving here. I can give this mass, if I give this mass is not as a 2m, but I give this mass is some larger than 2m value, some capital M, then this problem will be tougher. Then it will not be that much easy. But okay, let us start with m equal to 2m first. Then I will, after that, I will tell you how to do for 3m or other cases. Okay, do it. I'm again giving you some time, and then think how many total collisions will be there in this case. Initially, A and C are at rest, B is only moving, and all the surfaces are completely smooth, no friction anywhere. A and C are moving, A and C are at rest, and B is only moving initially.
Elastic.
Yes, assume the collisions to be elastic. Find total number of collisions and assume collisions to be elastic. This we have to do. Right. After this is done, then another question I will do after that. That is of a man on a plank. Let me take that also. Let's say we have a plank here, and on the plank some man is standing. This is a man on the plank, and he is jumping this side, and maybe there is another man. This man is jumping on the other side. Question of SCV, and a very famous question given in so many books.
Yes, sir. In
And,
exam, actually came.
but in SCV there are two versions of this problem. There are two different versions, and I will take both of these. One version will be when they are saying that man jumps with velocity u relative to the plank. Another is man jumps with velocity u relative to his initial state. So there are two possible cases. I will deal both of these. I'm just making the diagram here so that after that we can start taking this question. And okay, first of all, I will take, in fact, not two masses. First of all, I will take one mass at a time. After that, I will convert it to two mass problems. Okay, first, before that, we do this first. Then we will come to that. So done or not? Say something.
Sir, two collisions.
Sir, 2, sir.
Two collisions.
Sir, 2, sir.
Two collisions only.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Only 2, sir.
Two, sir.
Okay, let us check it now. You may be right. It is okay. So we know that impulse formula, I will prefer to do it in this way. I don't know how you did, but I think you took lot more time. So probably you may not have done by this way. I will again use mu into u. Mu is so easy to determine. These two are colliding. So what is mu for these two? Mu for these two will be 2m by 3, m1 m2, m1 m2 upon m1 plus m2, that is mu. And here I am talking about b and c, because these are colliding. Whichever are colliding, I will take mu for
Sir.
them. If this mass
Number
A is
three,
different,
got-
if A is different mass, then I will take separate mu value for this. Then there will be 2 mu values. Okay, I can take two at a time. Then I will be getting mu into u,
is equals to
mu into u into 1 plus e, mu into u into 1 plus e. That is the impulse, and that impulse is equal to mass into velocity. What is that? That is equal to 2m times velocity. So that we are getting v for this, because this impulse is acting when they are colliding, then it is acting internally on both of these. I this side, I that side. Not in this position, obviously. In the position when they are already touching each other, when they are colliding with each other at that time. So, okay. So this impulse will do what? It will reduce its velocity. So what will be the velocity of b after this? Let us say velocity of b will now become, what should I call it?
2u
Maybe
by 3, sir.
no, I am just thinking, what should I name it? VB1, VB1, let us say. VB1 is coming out to be
Before
equal to
collision.
u minus I by m. That is equal to u minus, what is that thing here? What we are getting here?
2m by 3, sir.
Impulses.
U value.
Mu by m is 2 by 3. 2 by 3.
U.
2 by 3 of
2u by 3. 2u by
3
3.
of u. This is 1 plus e. Have you taken this
2u
also
by
into
3,
account?
sir.
2
Value.
mu u. I think 4. 1 plus e, elastic collision. I have given you elastic collision, so it is e is 1 here.
Sir, I value we got 2 by 3 U.
I value we got 2 by 3 into
U.
4 by, how 2 by 3?
Then
Two
just
to
substitute
can-
two values.
Cancel no, sir. 2m. 2m.
No,
2u
no,
by
I
3.
am saying VB1, velocity of B after collision. Then how it is 2m? It is m only. Minus 2 mu u divided by m, which comes out to be u minus 4u by 3. What is its speed velocity then? Its velocity is
Minus u by 3.
u by 3 backwards, means I can
Minus
say
u by 3.
u by 3 along minus I cap direction. I can say that. That is, so it will start returning back with u by 3 velocity. And what velocity it will provide to the second one? To the second one, it is providing velocity. How much?
2u by 3.
2u by 3.
2u.
2u by 3. Forward.
I by
2u
2m.
by 3 I cap.
I by 2m. That is velocity provided to C after collision, after first collision. 1 represents first collision. 1 represents first collision. So after first collision, it will become 2u
By 3.
By 3.
2u by 3, I think only.
Yes,
That
sir.
one.
2u by 3 I cap.
That
2u
only.
by 3, sir.
This speed is already less. And when it collided with the second one, then it returns back. It will return with lesser than u by 3 also. And then that is already moving with 2u by 3, which is already more than the speed which okay, one thing, with what speed you will be returning B will be returning back. What will be the speed of B? I think 1 by 3 again it will become, because it is becoming in the same ratio. So it will be
2
u
by
by
9.
9. And that one
U
will be
by
getting,
9.
that one will be getting 2u by 9.
9.
2u by 9.
Then
2m, m and 2m. This will be the final
They
speed.
won't collide, I agree.
But it will not collide. Are you noticing that how quickly? Please don't speak in between. Mute yourself. Are you noticing that how simply we are getting this relation? Not only by using impulse, how quickly we are getting all three velocities, and we are able to quickly decide also that u by 9 and 2u by 3 velocities are at last. So this will not be able to approach it. Are we able to decide quickly or not?
yes, sir.
Right. So now
Yes, sir.
let us make this question slightly tougher, so that in that also you can do or not. I want to check that. Now I'm not giving you the masses to be 2m to m. Instead of that, I'm giving capital M, some other mass. And then I want you to analyze this situation. What will be the answer for that case? If masses are capital M, both masses are capital M. I can make more complicated by giving not 3 masses, but more than 3 masses also can be given. That also can be done. But I think let us start with 3 masses first, and gradually we will increase the difficulty level. Now, if I say this is again starting with same situation u, but this time this is small m and this is capital M, capital M. Capital M is larger than that. How much larger? Maybe n times larger. Let us say it is given at that capital M is n times larger. It is equal to n times m. It is equal to n times m. Now you decide how many collisions will be there now.
What difficult to understand.
Can you decide now? Start with impulse again. So first mu. First thing is mu. What is mu value for these two? M, and this mu will come out to be m into nm
N
upon
M
m plus nm. That is equal to n
M.
into m by n plus 1, right? Whenever such questions are asked, even if they don't give us m as nm, they are giving capital M only. You just assume that m by small m is some number n. That n may not be integer, it may be fraction also. That we should keep in mind. but just take the ratio and then start writing in terms of that. Then it will be easier to analyze it. Then it will become easier to analyze it. Next, we can now mu is okay. What is the next step? Next step is impulse. What is the impulse acting? Impulse will be equal to mu into u relative
Into U
divided
into
by
1
1
plus
plus
C.
divided by sorry, into 1 plus c. 1 plus c given
Into
collision
1 plus C, sir.
collision
Into
given
one.
collision given to you as
into
elastic
2
into 2
into 2.
into 2 only. Although even if it is given in elastic, then also it is simple only. Then also we can do in the same way. I is given as this. Next we will write. I think better to convert in terms of I by m now. I by m. What is I by nm? I by nm will be the velocity provided to that, and what that will be? That will become equal to
2u into
2
2u by n plus 1.
2 mu u by n plus
Nm.
1.
There,
Sorry,
mu will, you can change mu, sir.
I can write n upon. No, n is also cancelled, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
2u
Just
Sir.
I'm getting
And cancel.
u
by-
by 2u by n plus 1 only.
Yes,
That is
sir.
the that is the velocity provided to it, and let us call this velocity as, I have to name it something. I have to name velocity of this.
Vm1.
Let us say
Vm1,
c, vc1. It is c, it is a, and it is b, so it is vc1. Velocity of c after first collision. What is velocity of
Yes, sir.
b after first collision? bv1 will be equal to u minus
U
I
minus
by m.
I by m.
That
by
will
m.
become u minus
U minus u 2u
2U by M
2u
plus
2 mu by m, sir.
that only.
Yes, sir.
2
M
mu
cancel
by
lesser,
N
lesser.
plus
N plus 1,
Yes,
n
sir.
plus 1 we cancel, then we get it as u
n minus un by n plus 1.
n minus
Minus
N
u
u
minus nu
NU
minus nu divided by n plus 1.
sir.
Or I can say it is going backwards. If I want to find backward speed, then it will become n minus 1 upon n plus 1 times u. Direction is minus I cap. That is velocity of b
minus I cap.
after first collision. Can you
back.
Backward direction.
find out the velocity of a now? Velocity of a will be obtained exactly by seeing vc1. Similarly, it will be va1. But in place of u, I will be not taking u now. I will be taking vb1. So I will be writing
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
vb1 into 2 divided by
2
N
will be
plus
1
1.
by n plus 1.
that will be the velocity of a after first collision. So these velocities we are able to obtain, but still we don't know, it will not stop here actually. This will again collide. This will be because it may be returning back from here also, and then again it will be colliding. So it will continue like that only. We can form some series. We can form some series here. So what series we are getting here?
Yes, sir.
We will be getting it as what next? I think VB2 because after second collision we are getting now. That will be coming out to be VB1 as we did here. I think directly in terms of VB1 only I will write. So I will write it as n minus 1 upon n plus 1 into VB1, and this time it will be along. This time it will be along I cap. It reverses the direction.
I cap.
So,
I cap.
this will be along I cap. So we are able to obtain what happens after the second collision. But now it will be slightly different situation. Why? Because again it collides. It may again collide. Now will it collide or not? That again, see what is this velocity, and also what was our VC1. Compare these two velocities. If VC1 is even now also smaller than VB2, then it will again collide. Means velocity of B after second collision, if it is greater than VC1, if VB2 is greater than VC1, then this will again collide. So what I have to write here? Then what will be the relative velocity of approach? VB2 minus VC1 will be the new relative velocity of approach. It will be new relative velocity of approach. If it is new relative velocity of approach,
into this
let
one
us call this
n
as
plus c.
u1. After one time going in completing one loop like this, after one time, let us say it gains velocity u1. That is the relative speed u1. So what will be the value of impulse now? Impulse will now become again same way, mu into u1 divided by what was that? Mu into u1 into 2. that will be the new impulse.
Into 2, sir. 1 plus c, yes, sir.
This is a new impulse. So I can get the new impulse, and again, once I'm able to obtain up to this place, then again the things will start repeating as it is. So don't worry, this question will not be, no, this question will not like keep on going indefinitely. Either we will get some series, or then by series also we can understand that which way we are progressing, or they will ask up to 2 or 3 steps. So don't worry, it will not be that tough that we keep on repeating indefinitely. We can do easily.
Okay, sir.
Okay, maximum
Passes
maybe
are given, sir. That's
maximum maybe maximum how many collisions we have already taken? We have already taken 1 collision, 2nd collision, and we are already ready to decide what happens for the 3rd collision also.
Third
So
Third
that way we can keep on analyzing. It will not be tough. After that, why it is not tough? Because now we are analyzing with respect to u1, with respect to new velocity. Whatever we got last time for u, now it will be for u1. So what is vc2? Vc2 will be already vc1 plus new impulse. Let us call this impulse also as I1, new impulse, or maybe I1, I2, I3. I can call this way, but okay, whatever you want to call it, maybe. Okay,
I1 by
I1 by, now it will become in the same way 2m, not 2m,
2m.
it was nm,
2m.
nm it was. It was nm mass in this case. I1 by nm.
Okay, sir.
We can write that. So,
Sir.
or I can simply write without representing I here. I will simply write it as plus 2 into mu into u1 divided by n
N.
m. That is new velocity of 2.
Yeah,
What is the new velocity of 2? We can write it as vc1 was already known. What was vc1? Let us check.
vc1 plus
vc1 was 2u upon n plus 1. So it is 2u upon n plus 1 plus, what
N
is this
plus
becoming?
1.
I think I have to
plus
see.
nm.
I have not found it first. I have to find it.
Sorry.
Sorry.
In u, yes, sir. In u1,
Can
we
you find
have
it
to
out
keep
once?
VB2
Can you do the
minus
calculation
VC1.
for me? VB2 minus VC1. What it will be? VB2. Where is VB2? This is
Sir, I
VB2.
had a small doubt.
Yes. Ask.
One say from VB2, sir.
VB2 is equal to n minus 1 upon n plus 1 into VB1. After that, with respect,
After that, sir.
C, we are now solving from the frame of C. In the frame of C, it will appear to be coming with what velocity? VB2 minus VC1. That is the relative velocity or not? Relative velocity I am saying here now. So again, C will appear to be at rest, and B is only moving with velocity V2 minus VC1, because it was moving with VC1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so means think like this. If C was already moving with 4 meter per second, and this is now gaining speed 8 meter per second, then with respect to C, I can say it is gaining speed 4 meter per second. Then I will assume C to be at rest in my new frame. Which frame? The frame of C. So in frame of C, C will be at rest, and its speed will become VB2 minus VC1. Then again, it becomes the same situation as before. So therefore, I convert it into relative velocity terms. Otherwise also, let us say don't want to convert that. Otherwise also, how will you write the impulse? Impulse formula is already in terms of relative velocity only always. I think you are mistaken.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think you are thinking it is mu into u into 1 plus c. Not like that. It is always relative. It is always in terms of relative velocity. Okay.
Only separation.
Okay, sir.
Right. So what is the impulse now? What is VB2 minus VC1? Let us solve it also. VB2 minus VC1. That will be n minus 1 upon n plus 1 into VB1. What was VB1? VB1 was n minus 1 upon n plus 1.
N minus 1
square, and then it will become into u. That is VB2. This term was VB2 minus VC1. What was VC1? VC1 was 2 upon n plus 1 minus 2 upon n plus 1 into u. So overall, we are getting n minus 1 square upon n plus 1 square minus 2 into n plus 1 upon n plus 1 square into u. This is the velocity of which one? Relative velocity, u2. Relative velocity, no, it is relative. It is already subtract. VB2 minus VC1. VB2 minus VC1. That is this. This is, let us say, u1. It is the final
U1.
relative velocity of u1. So once we see this now, if you want, you can simplify it further. Simplification will give us n plus 1 square, and here it is n minus 1 square minus of 2n plus 1. What it will be? Or we can just write that also, no problem. N minus 1 square minus of 2n minus 2
minus 2.
whole into u. That is the velocity of this. Okay. Anyway, this appears tough
U1,
here.
sir.
This will be appearing to you tough because we are writing in terms of unknown n. But if series is formed, we can keep on doing that way only, and we can finally get the result. In fact, it will not be that complicated as it seems here, right? If I give you some data, then it will be simple only. Anyway, this question, if I do, first of all, I want to take two only at a time, not three at a time. Two only I will take at a time. For example, if I take this and one man only, and one man is jumping to the right with some velocity u, and this man has mass m, and he has mass, this has mass capital M. Man is jumping with relative velocity u. Man is jumping with relative velocity u. Now, what will be the velocity acquired by capital M? Because it is written man is jumping with relative velocity u, then I will be simply writing it as what should I write it?
Minus v capital M.
M into small u is equal to capital M into V, sir.
No, sir. M into small u.
Let us
plus
say
into small
man
u.
has velocity u1 and capital M has velocity v2, v1 and v2. Then I will write m into v1 minus capital M into
Yes,
v2
capital
is
V.
equal to initial momentum. Initial momentum was 0, one equation. But also given that with what velocity the man is jumping? U. But it is given
U
that man is jumping with u velocity relative to Planck.
blank.
If it is relative to Planck, then I should write
V1
v1
plus
minus
V2.
of minus v2. That will be v1 plus v2. That is given to us as u.
U, sir.
So I have to
U.
use these two equations. I have to use. By these
By
two
simplifying,
equations, two unknowns, we can get answers very easily.
yes,
Two equations and two unknowns. In fact, I can write it in this way also. Let us say it is m into v1 and this is capital M into v2, and let us say that is momentum p. P star in the center mass frame, it also is same only. In this case, ground frame is also center mass frame. Why? Because initially the system was at rest. Yes, therefore ground. When initially system is at rest, then ground frame and center mass frame are same. Only for which cases? When initially system is at rest. Because initially at rest, then only we are able to say that. Then we can write v1 plus v2. I can write in terms of center mass momentum also. Momentum in the frame of center mass also. It will become p star divided by m plus p star divided by capital M is equal to u. In one step only, I will be getting it as p star will be equal to same thing as we do normally, mu into u. And once I know p star and they are asking individual velocities, then individual velocities will be just p star divided by m and p star divided by capital M. This is v1 and this is v2. So what is v1 at last? It is just mu into u by small m. And what is v2 at last? Mu into u by capital M. Okay. But when it is mentioned that this man is jumping with velocity u, relative is important here. Relative to the Planck. Relative to the Planck. Then only.
blank.
Otherwise not. If they say man jumps with just velocity v, but not mentioned relative to the Planck, and maybe mentioned man jumps with velocity v relative to ground frame. If man jumps with velocity v relative to ground frame, then it means which velocity they have given. Then they have given already v1. Then only one equation will be enough. M into v1 minus capital M into v2 equal to 0. From that only I will get v2, because already v1 is already given to us. But normally,
Yes, sir.
normally they don't give v1. Normally they give us relative velocity. So that also that is also very simple, right? Another example for this, which is the typical question of SCV only, and that is also
If to
in that case he does not ask this question this way also. He asks in a very different way. Let me tell you that one also. In that he asks this question where he neither gives us velocity of, he says man jumps with velocity u with respect to initial state of Planck. Now it is different thing. With respect to initial state of Planck, what does it mean? Is it the final man's velocity, or is it the relative velocity of man with respect to Planck? It is neither relative velocity of man with respect to Planck, because what do we mean by relative velocity of? Let us say man is number 1 and Planck is number 2. If man is number 1 and Planck is number 2, listen one thing. Listen, let me please finish it. Please let me finish first. Man is 1 and Planck is 2. So V1 minus V2. This is meaning of final relative velocity. This is just, or we simply say man jumps with relative velocity u with respect to Planck. Relative velocity with respect to Planck. Which relative velocity? It is final relative velocity with respect to Planck after jumping. Okay. If they are saying u1 minus u2, then it is initial relative velocity of man with respect to Planck, which is obviously 0. So u1 minus u2 is 0. Initial before jumping.
U1 is equal to U2. Also.
Before jumping, u1 was u2, so this is 0. But what does that mean? The man jumps with velocity u with respect to initial state of Planck. That is neither it is final relative velocity, nor it is initial relative velocity. Then what is it actually? It is this thing, final velocity of man, that is v1, minus initial velocity of Planck, v1 minus u1. That is equal to which they are giving us as u. Now somebody will think that what strange way HCV is asking. Yes, it appears very strange. It appears very strange that what is the strange way of asking? Means it does not even mean anything. It does not even make much sense. Final velocity of one thing with respect to initial velocity of other thing. But he has given some questions like that. And actually, these questions, why he is giving in this way, then we can understand it in another way also. We know u1 was initially equal to what? u1 was initially equal to u2 because man was at rest with respect to Planck. So I can think as if he is giving us v1 minus u.
Sir, up unit right.
Sorry. It was u2 here. It was u2. Man's final velocity with respect to Planck's initial velocity. But I can write this thing also as v1 minus u1.
Sir,
and when I write it as v1 minus u1, then it makes more sense. Then indirectly he means that his change in velocity is equal to u. What he means is simply, he means he's just simply not with respect to, when he's saying change in, then it means change with respect to obviously initial state only. He's simply telling us that his change in velocity is equal to u. So whenever he says like this, that man jumps with velocity u with respect to initial state of Planck, then indirectly he means to say that the change in velocity of the man is equal to u. What is he giving us? Change in velocity of man. Now you may be thinking, why is he giving a change in velocity of man? What advantage it will give us? It gives us a very big advantage. Indirectly he gives us m into v1 minus u1, and that will become m1 into v1 minus m1 into u1. So if I know u, then I can write these things, this thing, and that is nothing but final momentum minus initial momentum of the Planck, and that is also impulse on the man. Final momentum of man minus initial momentum of man, that is also equal to impulse acting on the man. So indirectly, just by multiplying m1 by u, I am getting impulse acting on the man. And once I know what is impulse acting on the man, then the thing becomes so simple for me. What I will be doing now, I will be just writing same impulse backwards on the Planck. Then I can find out the speed of the Planck easily. It is just I upon m is the speed of the Planck, which is obtained by the Planck. So can you answer this question now? Then what it will be? It will be just m1 into u divided by m. That will be the speed obtained by the Planck. Very simple. So what he means when he says with respect to initial state of the Planck, with respect to initial state of Planck means he can also say with respect to his own initial state. We can say with respect to his own initial state, because his initial state or his initial velocity matches with the initial velocity of the Planck. So man jumps with velocity u with respect to his own initial velocity. So means it is final velocity of man minus initial velocity of man is equal to u. That is given to us. So now using this question, you have to answer this particular question. You have to answer now. There are two person here, m1 and m2 masses, or masses are also equal only. Let us say m1 and m1 each. This is also question of HCV only. Both masses are equal, m1, m and m, and this is capital M. So man jumps with velocity. Man jumps.
Sir, same model before in exam.
A and B. Okay,
Sir.
now you do it. Please don't say unnecessary things. Man jumps with velocity u with respect to, man jumps with velocity u with respect to Planck. Man jumps with velocity u with respect to Planck. Or man's jump, man jump, sorry, there are two here. Man jump, I should say jump now. Man jump with velocity u with respect to initial state of the Planck. With respect to state, or we can say first man, anyone you can say man who jumps first. Man A jumps with velocity u with respect to initial state of Planck. I should mention what am I writing here. With respect to initial state of Planck to left, and then man B jumps in same way to the right. Same way I am writing directly, means same way means with respect to with velocity u with respect to initial state of the Planck before jumping. In same way to right. With respect to initial state of the Planck, and I mentioning here initial state means state before jumping. State before jumping of, when I'm talking about A, then state before jumping of A. When I'm talking about B, then state before jumping of B. Then man B jumps in the same way to the right with respect to state of Planck before jumping, not before jumping of A, before jumping of B only, when we are talking about B. Now you answer this question, what will be the final speed of the Planck after two jumps? So again, impulse, we can tell easily what is the impulse acting on when man A jumps. Then what will be the impulse acting on this B and Planck system? B mass is m and this is capital M. So as I told you before, it will be equal to, what will be the impulse? Mu into u divided by m plus small m. What is mu here? In mu also you may commit a mistake. Which mass is moving? One is moving on other side, other two are moving on the same side. So it is m1 is m,
So m
and m2 is m plus m. M2 is m plus m upon
by
m plus 2m.
2m.
That is mu. So that will be the initial impulse, first impulse. That is the first impulse. Let us call it I1. That is the first impulse. What will be the second impulse? Second impulse will be, now again mu, this time it will be mu1, first reduced mass, second reduced mass. Reduced mass in this case again jumps with u, but this time mass is only m, for which the Planck is only remaining now. Then I can write mu as mu2 is equal, this is mu1, mu2 will be equal to just m into capital M upon m plus capital M. Once I know these two impulses, then I can write net impulse will be, which is greater? I think I1 is greater. I1 minus I2, that is a net impulse on it. Net impulse divided by mass will be equal to the velocity of the Planck. So we can write it easily. That will come out whatever. You just do the calculation of this, and then we can get answer from here. Okay. First impulse is transferred to whom? First impulse is transferred to two bodies, man B and the Planck. Second impulse is only transferred to the just Planck only, because man A was already leaving, so only Planck. So therefore, second time when I am writing the reduced mass, then I am taking only small m and capital M only. Okay.
Difference by m.
So then yes, net impulse will be these two impulses, even if impulses are acting in different times. Now these impulses were not acting simultaneously. These are acting in different times. First impulse acted, which is I1 only. Second time impulse acted, which is I2 only. But then also we can write this equation. First impulse plus second impulse. It is magnitude sum of impulses. But because we have to take proper signs. So I1 minus I2 divided by the mass. That will be the final velocity. Okay.
Tank.
Final answer is m square u by m into m plus 1.
So there
Let-
V equals to
Let us check the answer. Answer we can check by HCV I have brought here. Let us see once what is answer given in that.
M square u by m into m plus 1.
Let us check the answer. HCV book is here. I have seen somewhere. Next we have okay, right. Where are the questions of exercise?
Exercise 28 sums.
28 sum. Let us check once. 28.
28.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, 28.
28 sum. Right. So in 28,
solution.
Same question.
exactly same only. Then let us see the answer
Question,
also
sir.
for this. What is the answer given? With
Three
respect to,
marks.
he's saying on the left of, with respect to
Respect
state of the
to
car
time.
before jump. Yes, same. Before jump only state. That state only. Same question. Then let us see what is answer given by him. 28th question.
Same answers.
Same answer only you are getting.
Yes, sir.
Yes. M
Sir,
small m
here-
square into u upon capital M into small m plus capital M plus small m. He is saying towards left, but I will say towards right because my situation was different. I assumed that the left side man, he is jumping first. If he is jumping first, then he will provide more impulse. So more impulse will be towards the right side. So finally he will be moving towards
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
In our question, he will be moving towards, the plank will be moving towards right, and in their question, the plank is moving towards left. Because
Left.
the wording is exactly nearly everything is same except one thing, that I assume that left person
First.
is jumping first, and they are assuming that right
First,
person is jumping
yes,
first.
sir.
Okay.
No, sir,
First.
they also assumed first on left only, sir.
Let me check once. Then we cannot get this answer. What do you are saying? 28. Two person. Okay. The person on the left jumps to the left with the horizontal speed u with respect to the state of the car before the jump. Thereafter, the second person jumps to the right again with the same horizontal speed. Then it means the second impulse was more or what? I think second impulse is more than. What is the formula for impulse? Let us check once again. Mu into u. Which impulse is more? Second is more or first is more?
Second is more, sir.
Second is more. Then
Yes,
correct.
sir.
Then correct only.
Denominator.
I thought that first impulse will be more. So I wrote like this. I1. I assumed I2 to be less. And my answer was I1 minus I2 divided by M towards I cap.
Right.
But if I1 is less than I2, then automatically this will become negative, and our answer will also be along minus I cap then. So those things will be taken care of. Okay.
Here we wrote V equals to I1 minus I2 by M.
Yes.
Here V implies what, sir? Final
Velocity.
velocity of
Net velocity on plank.
Impulse equation always is written this way. Let us say this is one impulse. This is second impulse. When we want to write impulse equation, yesterday you did not attend the class, it seems. Did you attend the evening class yesterday?
attended, sir.
Then you may be knowing that whenever we want to write the impulse equation, I should be writing two things, two vectors. Along with impulse, I should write two additional vectors. Those are velocity vectors. U1 and let us say final velocity V1. Then I should be writing the impulse equation now using these. If I take I1 as positive, then I1 minus I2 will be equal to mass of this is m times the change in velocity final V1 minus U1. That is how I should write. If I say, if U1 is not this side, if U1 was this side, and finally it became V1, then V1 is positive, but U1 was negative, so minus of minus plus.
Plus U1.
So just
Yes,
write in this way. Always impulse equation will be written. Impulse equation we should never write without knowing what is the initial and final velocity.
Yes, That's what confusion in this question.
So it always do like that. Always make the diagram. Without diagram, if you are trying to get the answers, obviously you will be doing wrong only. Make the diagrams. Here, initial velocity of the plank was 0 because initially plank was at rest.
Yes, sir.
So then I took directly the last velocity because they're asking last only. If they're asking what was the velocity in the first step, means when one man only jumps, then I will write a separate impulse equation for just first only I1. Then I will write like this. First he
I1
attains 0 to some other value, maybe V dash. Then finally V dash 2, he is attaining V1. So then I will take V dash also in the in between. That also we can do. And for 0 to V dash, I will write impulse equation as I1 will be equal to M into V dash.
V dash.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is done. Next we have question number 38. Question number 38. C1's 36, can you do it orally quickly or not? 36. Although it is simple only, but I want to see how quickly you can do it. And also 35. Do 35 and 36 also. Let us start all these 35, 36, 37, 38. In fact, not only this, I have one more question here above it. 33 also is good question. Start from 33 onwards. Start from 33 onwards and let us do all these.
Got step 33.
33 what? Good. Let others try. If you are getting, no need to say anything. Just keep on moving forward. And when you are reaching at the second last or last question, then only you say something. Otherwise, no need to say anything also.
time. $12.40.
Sir, time completed, sir.
Sir,
Time completed.
Sir, it's 12:40.
Sir. 12:41 in my
1 minute faster.
1 minute first.
always fast.
Sir, time over, sir. Sir, Tarun got full all 5 sums. Tarun,
Sir. Sir. Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Tarun, bye re.
Sir. Sir. Bye, sir.
sir,
Sir, level leave பண்ணிட்டு பாபு.
Sarle Ravi.
Tarun, where are you going?
వానికి ప్రకృతి పిలుస్తుందంట.
ప్రకృతి తెలుస్తుందా తరుణ్?
Getting answer? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Getting answers?
Hello, sir.
2 some spots, sir.
One sir.
Time completed, sir. 12:42.
Time is over.
We'll
No,
try.
but try to
Sir.
finish. Wait a second. Try to finish these at least. After that, you can go.
Okay.
Let me finish these. If you are not able to do, let me finish at least.
Sir, sir, please don't forget to post it, sir.
I cannot post this now. I am thinking, and there's a reason for that.
This not, sir. Yesterday's classes.
Already posted.
Post there, sir.
Yesterday's I posted, right?
Yes, sir. You posted, sir. I saw, sir.
Uh-huh. This one problem is that it will be copyright violation. No, HCV I cannot show here on this screen and for everyone you in the YouTube. the copyright violation. There are certain things which I
Yes,
cannot
sir.
do.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Or
sir. We can show in classes.
It is already available in online now, sir.
even if it is available, but I means I cannot do, no, I
should not do
cannot
like
do
that.
that.
Sir,
We should not do that. Although it is available
they'll
everywhere where it
claim,
is there,
sir.
but there can be some problems can be there because of this. So I don't want to do that.
They'll
I
claim, sir.
can,
Claim.
or maybe I can do one thing. I can try to upload it in private channel. Means I will
Make
be,
it parts, sir. Make it parts and keep.
I will not
sir.
make it public. I will just make it private only this time, and I will share that private. I don't know.
Otherwise, you
password or-
can
Yes.
crop this
Only
video.
for subscribers.
Maybe if cropping is possible, I will see what can be done. Okay. Okay, then I'm ending it now. No, wait a second. Before ending, can we do those questions at least? Or you want to try yourself first? Tomorrow I can discuss. Otherwise, also some students have already left.
You only
Yes, sir.
attended
Today you do one thing. Not only these.
30
Try
members,
to
sir.
finish up to 4086 also can be done. In fact, all these questions up to 60 can also be done, except the last 3-4 questions, except the last page questions. Those are of oblique collisions. Remaining all are of one-dimensional collision only. Remaining all you can do up to 50, up to 60 you can do all. So you can try to do all the questions.
Try to do.
Okay, try to do all the questions up to 60. And tomorrow,
Sir, in YouTube, we will not keep, sir.
if you are able to possibly finish most of these questions, then our time will be saved. Then after that, I will take some questions from Pathfinder. But if you are able to finish all of these first.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Most of the questions are from this
Okay,
model.
sir.
okay then.
Yeah.
Sir, once
Bye,
keep
sir. Thank you.
yesterday's class, sir, in YouTube.
Okay, I will do that. I will do that.
Upload cheyaledu.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you. Bye, sir.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye. Bye.